For a junior, it's generally, we've got the 9:30 a.m. stand-up. I think it's very helpful for junior designers to also know what's going on in every single project, just to hear the first tidbits and understand, from a developer perspective, what did they focus on each day. And then they're pretty much heads down into tasks that they've been assigned. So we try to clarify, this is what needs to get done by a certain date. There might be one or two different projects that they'd be on at a junior level, and then they would be able to reach out to us at any point. We also have 3 days a week what we call design jams. So this is a point where we get to show work in progress, where it's a casual space to just ask questions or get feedback. Design critiques are very important so that we're not just pigeonholed into one direction. And then internally in Slack channels, there's also check-ins. And then we do, before any client showcase, as we've said before, Ailish has mentioned before, we're direct to expert. So if the junior designer has worked on a sitemap or a persona, for example, we want them to present it to the client because they take ownership over that work. And so we'd have what we call a pregame. And so that, in an essence, is helping them do a dress rehearsal on how to present it in the best way to the client to be able to outline how the design decisions were being made. For an intermediate level designer, depending on whether they have more focus on a research or design role, that would be more, they're taking a little more ownership in their day. They're reaching out and they're ones scheduling according to their schedule when they need check-ins. So we're a little hands-off on that, but they're definitely a lot more into the entirety of the project. So they might be touching upon every single phase of the project and taking ownership of what actually needs to get done. And then there would be a review with a senior designer to make sure that's up to par with the quality that we want to present back to the client. And then for a senior designer, they're just like overseeing a lot of different projects. I think at a point we do want to specialize and have people focus on certain areas that they're best adding value to in the organization. But I think that is bespoke to the kind of personality and character and that designer has. But more often than not, I think the senior designer would be involved more in business development, being able to scope out new projects, what's needed there, being able to understand the makeup of the team that would be needed to deliver on those outcomes, and as well looking more on a strategic level into what does the ultimate client need. They may not know how to voice that yet at the beginning of a project, right? And so looking more forward into the future of what do they need? How can we help them? And again, generate more revenue from the agency side. What can we sell in? What can we talk about and chat about to see if both sides see value in pursuing a certain path?